Hello everyone. Now you are seeing, you are surprised to see what teacher has written in the board full of so many zeros. So before going to the topic, I have discussed in the previous video about the different food items which are available from the plants and how the plants are serving as a major food source for us. Now, in this video, we are going to discuss what are the items available from the animals and how the animals have been categorized based on the food habits of these animals. Now, first of all, let us see what are the food items available from the animals. Now, first one is the milk. The milk is the major food item which we are getting from the animals, and this milk we are getting different products from this milk, like ghee we are getting, butter, cheese, paneer. What are the other items? Like these items, the curd, these are all the different items which we are getting from the milk. The products which obtained from the milk are called as a dairy products. What do you call that one, children? Dairy products. The next food available food item is the eggs. These eggs we are obviously will get eggs from the birds only, and animals we can't get the eggs. All animals like goat, sheep, we can't get the eggs. Only from the birds only. Birds is the only source for the eggs. So the hen, goose, duck, these are all the birds which are giving us eggs. And next coming to the meat. Meat means the flesh of the animals. Now, this meat became the staple food. In the previous video, I have discussed that staple food means the major portion of the food which we are eating daily. That is called as the staple food. For us, the staple food is rice. I means we are using the major source of food as a rice as a major source of food in our thali. In the same way, the meat also for large number of people, meat has become the staple food. You may surprise it, teacher they don't eat rice or anything. They will eat, but along with that they keep this meat as a major source. Which kind of people keep? The people who are living in deserts, who are living in Arctic regions, as because of this harsh climates, the plant population will be very less. The availability of plant products also will be less in those regions. That kind of people, they make the meat as a staple food for their survival. Whatever the animals available in their locality, they depend on the meat of those animals. The last food item which we are getting from the animals is the honey. This honey is purely dependent, and this food item will get purely only from the insects, like honeybees. Honeybees are the only insects which serve as a major and a healthy sweetener, natural sweetener, that is honey. And these bees will go and collect the sweet substance from the different flowers and accumulate in the beehives or bee combs. And from there we will collect the honey. And these are the four food items which we are getting from the animals. Hope you understood this. Now coming to the category, the differentiation of animals based upon their food habits, how the animals have been categorized. Now the first one is the herbivores. Herbivores means the animals which eat only the grass or the plants. Plant food items are called as herbivores. Herbivores are the animals which eat only the grass and plant products. They never go with the animal products. These are called as herbivorous animals. The example is horse, deer, butterflies, honeybees. These are all the different categories of animals which purely depend upon the plant products as their food, like cow, buffalo. These are all the herbivorous animals. Now, what is the teeth structure of these herbivorous animals? Let us see. As the separate set of separate structure of teeth will be there, not set. Separate structure of teeth will be there based on their food habits. Actually, we have four types of teeth in our mouth. Then the front teeth is called as incisors, the side teeth are called as canines, and the side teeth are called as the back teeth are called as molars and premolars. These are all the teeth. These are the four types of teeth present in animals, and these set of teeth will be different based on their food habits. Coming to the herbivorous animals, they need to cut the plants. Some plants stems will be soft and some plants will be hard. So, in order to cut that grass, the front teeth, which are incisors, they will be very very sharp like a blade, and it will help in cutting for herbivorous animals. And the side teeth, which are present on the either side of their mouth, they will be very much flat and broad. To chew the cutted grass, they have to chew that grass with the help of these side teeth. And coming to the insects also, there are some birds which feed only on the grains. They don't touch the insect, they don't eat the flesh of other animals also. They completely depend only on the grains of these grains of the plants. Those are called as herbivorous birds. And coming to the insects also, like honeybees and butterflies and honeybees, they have a special mouth part. The special mouth part called as a proboscis. What do you call that one, children? Proboscis, proboscis, which suck, which is a special sucking tube present in the mouth of these insects to suck the nectar from the flower without damaging the flower. They don't damage the flower. They just insert this tube-like structure into the flower and only take the nectar. That is called as a proboscis. This is the special mouth part in case of butterflies and honeybees, which help in sucking the nectar. And coming to the second category of animals called as carnivores. These animals, they purely depend on flesh of other animals. They don't eat the plant products. They are quite opposite to the herbivorous animals. These carnivores, how the teeth will be there. Have you observed the dog mouth? When the dog is barking, the side teeth will be very, very sharp and long. Those are called as canines. What do you call that one? Canines. The side teeth of these carnivorous animals will be long and sharp. If you see the mouth of a lion, the side teeth will be very sharp because they help in tearing the flesh of these animals, tearing the flesh of the animals. The examples are lion, leopard, and now coming frog, chameleon. Even though the frog is a very small animal, but it purely depend upon the insects only. Now you may surprised that do these frog and chameleon also have this sharp side teeth, teacher? No, they have a very long sticky tongue. Sticky tongue will be there, and this tongue will be having this very sticky substance. Whenever they see the insect, whenever they see the insect, they stretches its long tongue, and because of the sticky substance, the insect stuck to that tongue, and immediately it will fold along with the insect body. Like this, these frog and the chameleon will catch the insects. Actually, carnivores have been divided again into two categories. One is the scavengers, another one is cannibals. What is this scavengers and what is this cannibals? Scavengers are the animals which feed on the dead and decaying bodies. After the dead bodies only they will feed. And these scavengers are very helpful to the environment, and they are the natural cleaners. And when the dead bodies are there, they prevent the bad smell coming from the dead bodies, and as well as they prevent the diseases coming from these dead bodies. What are the examples of these scavengers? One is vultures, hyenas, crows. These all come under the scavengers. These will feed only on the dead and decaying bodies of other animals. So Next category is cannibals. What is this cannibal? Cannibals means the animals which kill and eat their own babies or their own kind of species. These animals or these insects will kill either its babies or other same kind of animals. They will feed on their own species only. Own species means same kind of same category of animals. Example is spiders and dragonfly. Why they are killing their babies, why they are eating only their own category of animals means because of scarcity of food children. Any animal can become a cannibal when there is a severe scarcity of food. So the best example for cannibals is spiders and dragonfly. You may get surprised that spiders and dragonfly won't get the food. They may get the food but not very frequently. When they don't have the proper food, they feed on its own babies, they kill their own babies and eat, or else they kill their own eggs and they start eating. This category also come under these carnivorous animals, that is cannibals. Next, coming to the omnivores. You know about omnivores very well. These animals they eat both the plant food and as well as the animal food also. Now, coming to the omnivorous animals, the rats, dogs, human beings, these all come under the omnivorous animals. They eat both on plants and animals. Animal food items. Next, coming to the decomposer. Decomposers are also equal to scavengers, children. Why means decomposers also feed on the dead and decaying organic matter, and they start mixing these dead bodies into the soil. So decomposers and scavengers are very helpful to the environment by decomposing all the food items, all the dead bodies of different plants and animals. The examples of decomposers are bacteria, fungi, while these are all come under these are all come under these decomposers. Next, coming to the last category, those are parasites. Parasites are the animals which live on the other animal either for food and shelter. And these animals, some animals, they only depend on other animal for food and they take the shelter in other way. But there are some animals which feed for food and shelter in the other animal. The best example for this is mosquitoes. Mosquitoes only feed on the other animals for their food by sucking the blood of the animals. Coming to the leeches also they suck the blood and they will leave that animal. So only these mosquitoes and leeches will depend only for food. But the last one is there, that is tapeworms. These tapeworms will depend for food and shelter on the other animal. They will live in the stomach of the other animals. They will take the food of that animal and as well as they will live in the inside the stomach. So those animals will live for the food and shelter. So parasites are the animals which live for food and shelter, which depend on for food and shelter, and other animals are called as parasites. Hope you all understood about these different categories of animals based on their food habits. And now, before ending the lesson, again I want to tell a brief explanation about these. Animals have been listed into herbivores, carnivores, omnivores, and decomposers and parasites. Herbivores they purely depend upon the plant food and their front teeth are very sharp which help in cutting the grass. Carnivores means they purely depend on the animal food and they don't never eat the plant food, and these carnivore side teeth will be very sharp which help in tearing the food. The best example is leopard, lion, and the frog and chameleon. Even though they are carnivores, they don't have that side teeth, they have the sharp side sticky tongue which helps in holding the insects. Omnivores, they eat the both plant food and animal food. Rat, crow, human beings, these all come under the omnivores. And coming to the carnivores, there are two categories of carnivores. One is scavengers, another one is cannibals. Scavengers means which feed on the dead and decaying, dead bodies of animals. These scavengers will eat the flesh of the dead bodies and make the environment clean and prevent the as other animals from the diseases. And the examples is vultures and hyenas. Next one is cannibals. Cannibals means there are some categories of insects or animals which which they don't feel the scarcity of food, and during that time they eat their own kind of animals, means their babies, the same kind of animals they start eating as their food. Spiders, dragon, even some fishes also their children. The fishes also eat their own fishes. They also come under these cannibals. Next, coming to the omnivores. These animals eat both plant and as well as animal food, as I discussed earlier. Next is decomposers. Decomposers are the animals which suck the nutrients from the dead bodies of plants and animals and help in decomposing the body into the soil. These are also very helpful to the environment to keep the nutrients mixed in the soil. The examples of decomposers are bacteria and fungi. Next one is the last one, parasites. Parasites are the animals which depend on other animals for food and shelter. Example, mosquito, leeches and tapeworm. Thank you, children. I think you all have enjoyed and understood about this topic. Thank you.